Hello, once again, and welcome to Nigeria and Politics. As usual, many people believe that any nation that gets it politically right in terms of administration, then it is always good. In Nigeria, yes, there is democracy, but the platforms in which many presidents have been produced, governors, lawmakers at the federal and state levels, and even at the local government level, there tend to be some crises here and there.
Yes.
When I say crisis, I'm also looking at, so to speak, political party administration. Virtually every political party in Nigeria is in one crisis or the other.
It's true.
Now, if therefore a political party cannot be managed correctly, can they manage Nigeria correctly? These are the things and more that we want to discuss in this program, Nigeria and Politics. We're reaching you from Third Eye Africa TV, and my name is Ben Adam Shaman. We have a guest, a politician, young, vibrant. He used to be the candidate for the House of Reps in
Gombe.
Gombe State under the African Development Congress. That is a political
African
party.
Democratic.
African Democratic Congress. He is the current national chairman, Forum of House of Representatives candidates under the same African Democratic Congress. They are a body of 132 candidates spread around the country. So I welcome Dr. Mahmouda Abdullahi.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome to Third Eye Africa.
Thank you, sir.
So how have you assessed the political environment now in Nigeria, politically? How do you assess it? We are getting it right?
Actually, I appreciate the opportunity given to me to be with you here. When we look at the critical issues surrounding political parties, the disputes, the internal factions, we can say all the Nigerian parties are not that 100% well established. By virtue of what is transpiring between the parties, internal conflicts, which are highly promoted by political insinuations, we can say there are no single platform that is getting everything right. Let me give, for instance, with my party in the last 2023 election and its emergence under the coalition of 2027 ahead. There was a dispute and crisis between the national leadership under the leadership of Chief Rab in Wosu and the presidential candidate of that 2023, Dumebi Kachuku. That's resulted to a division, a douse and faction within the party, and it continues today until the emergence of the coalition where tables has been about to be stabilized. In a critical view, we can say that parties are the best platform to produce good leadership. But we really see that most of the parties of nowadays are full of conflict due to personal interests, instead of considering what would be the outcome and the fates of the Nigerians or the masses in general. Going by what is currently going on under APC, you can see there are a lot of disputes since when there was recently, the national chairman, which is Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, former governor of Kano State, he resigned as a national leader. This is due to the internal conflicts. If you look at what generated between within PDP party, Nyesom Wike, and the faction of the Atiku Abubakar side, you can believe that PDP has an issue. Coming back to the SDP, if you look at the critical conditions going on there between El-Rufai, that is trying to take over the party, and those that he met there. But I do believe that without a very standard platform or political party, Nigeria leadership cannot get it well.
Now, let us look at this thing called internal democracy within the political parties themselves. They find it hard to have cohesion. And if they seek to provide the platform in which politicians will be elected and they therefore rule or govern Nigeria, since it's democracy, if they can't get it right in terms of political party administration, should Nigerians trust them and say, look, our destiny in your hand?
Well, to be frank and candid, all the political parties in Nigeria are not getting it right. And like you said, if internal conflicts will not be cohesively addressed, and there is no unity that would define the progress that the platform is about to bring to the nation, we can say there are cracks. But meanwhile, there is no dispute that all the internal crises are promoted politically based on interests.
Now, let us look at El-Rufai, former governor, His Excellency Ahmed El-Rufai, Kaduna State.
Yes.
And he's no longer holding any government position. And he pulled out from the APC. Now, we don't know where he's going to right now. Maybe he's going to your party, we don't know. At a point, it was touted that he's going to the African Democratic Congress. Is it true? What's the situation like?
Actually, he is not decamping or coming down to ADC, but he is mobilizing his team together with the ADC and part of the PDP, those are in support of Atiku, to come under coalition. And that's why there was a proposal of a new party which was being declined by the INEC. Even though this is a game, the real platform is not the ADA. The new party proposed is not the platform for the president under the coalition. No, it's just part of the game. But to be sincere, ADC now is the final destination to the coalition. So looking at what prompted Nasir El-Rufai to chip into coalition, mobilizing his political opponents, those that have a faction and crisis learned before, initially he has a betrayal from the president, the current president of Nigeria. He labors for his emergence, but there's no reward. So as it goes that way, he look at it that he has to give another sacrifice to take him out of office, which I believe in one of his interviews he has mentioned that. He's the one that's single-handedly mobilized the northern and the whole Nigeria and gave him the ticket. He challenged the former government when Buhari was the president in order to make sure that the ticket be under Asiwaju. So all the labor he did, later he became a wounded lion. So he's struggling with two aims. In order to revoke the continuation of Mr. President, and likewise to give a room to the upcoming politicians.
But when people say he mobilized, he galvanized to ensure Tinubu win, and that Tinubu would win the election in 2027, he's going to block all of that. Does it really take one person like El-Rufai to do it?
Yeah, looking by what transpired in the 2023 election, most of the northern governors were mobilized by El-Rufai and supported by former governor of Zamfara State, the current Minister of State, and likewise Ganduje, the resigned national chairman of APC, and they even agitates on why.
When you said resign, was he forced to resign or he resigned? At the point they said on health grounds.
Yeah, he resigned on health. He resigned on health ground based on what really appears to be. But I believe there are internal political conflicts.
Or EFCC is after him?
I can say so because there are no any proof to that at the moment.
Okay, now let's go back to still party administration. Why do you think, I mean, that people must always impose, one man wants justice, opinion imposed on others, as opposed to that democratic, the right to choose? Why do politicians like you feel, no, it should be me, I, myself alone? Why should it be so?
Actually, all I can say at this juncture, when a politician calculates that he's not going to make it, the next line of action is dictatorship. He has to apply every process to make sure that he achieves the goal. So that's why, looking at what is transpiring in the country, look at how some of the governors are being compressed by pressure to come back to one party system. Then that's how I can call it. Pressures here and there. You can see so many governors at the campaign due to political calculations, but it's not by virtue or standard or that they are okay with the platform that they're going to, but because of the problems they have on ground. And okay, let me give a specific instance. The vice presidential candidate to Atiku Abubakar, which is Okowa, he decamped to APC. This journey started from Wike, Nyesom Wike in the PDP, and the doors continue to open.
But Wike has not categorically said he has left PDP. Neither has he said he has joined APC.
Yeah, of course. He did not say he left PDP and he's heading to APC. All he's after, he is just giving the best at his own end to make sure that his people continue under dual party. That's the PDP in the River State administration and at the national level working with the president.
So whose candidate, I mean, which party should a politician, I mean, which party should one follow? Are you allowed to be in two political parties or three, tripartite in nature?
No, it's not allowed if the party stakeholders are serious. By now, Wike shouldn't have to be there if we are to be frank and candid. Because why didn't PDP expel him? Was he knew that in the constitution of every party, anti-party act is there. And whoever betray the party goes openly into anti-party actions, like the way we can see he has to be expelled.
Or you think he's stronger than PDP? I mean, Wike.
No, he is not stronger than PDP, but he has a mission in the PDP to dismantle it. Then secondly, he try as much as possible to make sure that the wards he came from, he has that strong base, so that you cannot.
Your words, for example, you said to dismantle PDP. You know, is it that he crafted it, or I mean, it's your opinion on this?
Yes, it is my opinion. Because whether we say or not, what is happening in PDP, who is the source? Even though there are other factors, but the one we can see on board, the emergence of this faction is all about the dismantling of the PDP by Inwesa UK. That's why everything scattered. And so we can say we are happy because part of them are coming to join us in the coalition. And it's a progress. We're going to have a better platform now.
But one would have thought that politically it should be an easy selling platform. When you said, oh, they have a crisis, they are running to ADC, so it's to your advantage. In other words, somebody's crisis is your own advantage?
Yes, in terms of politics, and on the political basis, it's an advantage. Okay, going back to when Goodluck Jonathan, the former president, and the PDP, the crisis there having to be an advantage to APC. That's what brings about APC. They knew the value of coalition, and they know how important coalition plays a role. The ANPP, the CPC, and other minority parties, they joined together to achieve a certain goal, which bring about the emergence of APC. And we can say by that, of course, failure of somebody is a starting point of progress to another.
Okay, now let us go back to your initial statement. You said the coalition that is likely to be formed or being formed, what do you call ADA?
ADA.
And at the point you said it's really not about ADA. The final destination is ADC. Will you want to give us more light on this?
Yes, of course. In politics, you have to organize strategies. Of course. When discussion began on issue about the national coalition, which has a diversity and it is from so many angles of political dimension. The SDP, the part of the PDP, the ADC platform itself, and other parties, they now see, okay, it's time for us to come together. Forget our own differences. Let's have unity that will engage the national leadership so that it will go and get the results in a well-established manner. That's why currently the interim national leader of the ADC is former Speaker David Mark. And then the national chairman of the party ADC, African Democratic Congress, was then given the chairman BOT. So you see, coalition is taking place. PDP, ADC, then they are now looking for ways to invite Aregbe Sola so that he can be the national secretary of the party. So you see, the platform as a party is taking a good dimension so that everybody coming for coalition, he has a stakeholder there and he will be at home.
Okay, so let's look at what one might call an ideal, the best way to administer a political party. Virtually here we've agreed almost every political party has a crisis.
Exactly.
Crisis of administration.
Exactly.
Trust deficit. Sometimes accusations of money disappearing and all that stuff. So how do we ensure that political parties are better managed?
Well, political parties can be well managed if the leadership are not celebrating money, because in most cases it's about personal interest, self-centeredness, and projection on what will be the results against 2031. Because all the crises in APC, the shipment of the vice presidents, the resignation or whatsoever.
Yeah, we'll come to that, but first of all, let us look at it. I mean, the ideal thing, how do we ensure political parties are crisis-free?
Okay. I think if we are to make parties to be well established ideally, with free of crisis, free of disputes, is only to engage the leadership, those that have it at heart, those that labor to make sure Nigeria progress, those that have a legacies, then you give them the chances. But looking at what is transpiring in the parties across, you can see that most of the leaders there, some of them are corrupted initially, and you give them the platform to govern, to lead the party, and there are a lot of, they will not understand the concepts, and the dignity in the platform will no longer be there.
Okay, let us look at within the political parties, everyone rushing to court. There were times you hear any person within a party that goes to court must be suspended to go and finish his court case before they continue, then you come back. You also have instances where the court will rule against the party, but the party will still not obey court rulings. It's there in Labour, who is chairman. They say, oh, no, it's Mr. B. No, it's Mr. A. The court will say it's this candidate. Yet, you still find 3 people claiming chairmanship. If you go to PDP, the position of national secretary is still a crisis. It's this man, no, it's this other man. So the court will rule, yet the party will insist otherwise. I mean, under a situation of this nature, are we really getting it right?
Well, things are not right, but INEC, it has its own jurisdiction, and that's why it works only with what the resolution of the party. If there are crises, party are in the best position to get a resolution. But if it persisted, then it comes under the INEC. But the failure entirely comes between the party stakeholders and the authorities, relevant authorities, that has to make sure that court order has been observed. So we can say a legal system is no longer working 100%, because there is no way INEC as an independent authority that has enshrined with all the law enforcing capabilities to address crisis and chaos is not functioning well, either by virtue of interest by the superior of the INEC. I have to say superior of the INEC, you know what I mean. So some of crises are promoted, in fact, are initiated intentionally by those in the government and also politicians.
And so why will, for example, APC want to engineer crisis in ADC?
Yes, you know, in politics, you have to try to understand the principle of sabotage. You must give sabotage in parties so that you can weaken them for you to get more opportunity.
So are you being weakened, you in ADC?
Yes, initially we were, of course. Chances that we deserve to have as a youth and a candidate, we are not given that opportunity. We have to be highly engaged financially, give support so that we can apply our wisdom and knowledge acquired. as we are growing. But as we are growing, things are not going right. They are bringing us down. Yes, that's it.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And we've been discussing with Dr. Abdullahi Mahmouda. He's an ADC chieftain, and my name is Ben Shaman. This is Third Eye Africa TV. We are discussing Nigeria and politics, but the crux of the matter is the administration of political parties in Nigeria. We shall go on break, but when we come back, we shall look at the Vision 2023. Our guest at 2027, our guest has been speaking about alignment, realignment, what has taken place in ADC, in APC, the position of Ganduje. Kwankwaso will come on board. What is the future like? Are there some political calculations? What are the permutations for 2027? I'm sure we'll cast more light on that.
We're talking about South and the North. You talk about middle belt. Currently in Nigeria, we don't have middle belt. North Central is what we have.
Okay.
And they are included in the North. If the perception is because Nigeria is standing on a tripod, you have Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, they are the owners of Nigeria. That is a very wrong perception. These are major tribes in Nigeria. Simple.
Yeah.
Nigeria is owned by every single citizen of this country.
If you go to civilized nations, they possibly have, stratified their political parties such that those who play at the national level are there. And at the local level, you have other minor political parties playing there. And it gives sense of belonging to every citizen to be able to contest.
And in fact, once you have joined APC, all your sins are forgiven.
It's okay. It's okay. Up your mind, it's okay.
This is Third Eye Africa TV, exposing crime, savaging the nation.
Welcome back. And now let us look at 2027 by way of vision. When El-Rufai, some people will say he matched the tail of the lion or of the tiger by simply saying, I've pulled out, we're going to remove Tinubu. Some people are saying that, look, Tinubu is the master of the art in Nigeria. Whoever he wants, he gets. You don't work well, he drops you, and all that stuff. So, by your own calculation, looking at it ahead, 2027, because some people are already saying that Tinubu is already looking at beyond 2027, who will take over from him. So, if you look through, what's your vision? What do you know?
Yeah, by virtue of what is transpiring within the moments of political momentum, we can say Mr. President is struggling to make sure he gets it in 2027 and 2031. So now, I believe that he himself, Mr. President, is trying to get his own personal coalition by bringing Kwankwaso on board so that he can get the Northwest. The way Atiku Abubakar is from Northeast and he's looking for the South. Southeast in particular. So I can say the 2027, as people are saying that Asiwaju has already get the calculation, is not that true. He is in the better position to know the power of coalition, because that the coalition gives birth to APC and APC give birth to Mr. President. So we at the coalition point, we are having a good synergy within the party affiliations so that we can make sure that 2027 will be the champion. Coming back on the issue of 2027 and beyond, Mr. President has to work with the northern states, because if you look at the votes, number of votes in Kano alone, which is amounting to 5,000 or so, 5 million or so, he has a calculation that by what transpired in the last 2023, if you look at the scores cards or the presidential candidates, which give him the avenue to emerge as the president, the highest vote is just 3 to 4 million. So he's targeting Kano. If he can get Kano alone, he believes that he has the 70%. Then his people and whatsoever. I really must admit that Mr. President, he is the best human developer. He has built people across. He has built his empire. So, by virtue of that, coalition platform has to do everything possible, struggle 110% before they overcome the presidential bids coming 2027.
Yeah, but okay, if that is the calculation that Kano is the end thing, why will he want to rock the boat now? National chairman is gone. Also, and are we sure he's with Kwankwaso? Or look, give us an insight in this.
A servant will never be separated from the master. I believe you know in the career of Ganduje, he must admit that Kwankwaso is the backbone of his progress entirely in the political landscape.
So you think there must have been some agreement that, look, Kwankwaso can come in as soon as Ganduje goes out or something?
Yeah, something of that nature. But frankly, if you look at it, Ganduje would prefer Kwankwaso to emerge as the deputy because it is in favor of Kano, in favor of Northwest.
No, let me get it. Deputy to the deputy, let's define that deputy.
Meaning vice president.
Vice president.
Yes.
So what about Shetima?
Shetima, there are calculations and saying that he is going to maintain the stakeholdership. You understand? This is some part of things that are going on board. You understand? So what I'm trying to say.
So wait, let me get this.
Okay,
if Kwankwaso has been pushed away, Ganduje has been pushed away. Now, some people say it's an opening for the governor to first enter APC, then Kwankwaso. You are aware of that, or you heard about it?
Yeah, I'm not aware, but by virtue of what transpired in the court issues of the governor in Kano, Abba Gida, you can see to it that there must be a resolution centered between the Kwankwaso team and the APC so that, you know, they have calculation against 2027. So, like I said before, of course, Mr. President I is on the Northwest because calculations of the number of votes he's expecting there proposed. And you look, Ganduje is out now. Then who is coming? They are shifting the national leadership to North Central so that this will give them room to pick any pickable from the Northwest. And who, by virtue of what is going on the political landscape, it defines Kwankwaso is coming.
Yeah, because it's actually clear. If you have the acting national chairman now, if it remains so, and he gets confirmed, how will you have the national chairman from Northeast, then the vice president from Northeast?
That will not work. The assignment of the acting national chairman is temporary. So, after convention, a new national leader will emerge.
But we also know APC of withholding conventions and withholding and withholding.
Yes, it's true. It's part of political calculations, sir.
Which is also common to many political parties.
Yes, you have to strategize and re-strategize because as you are moving, you must have a plan A, B, and C.
So in the midst of all these calculations or miscalculations, where is ADC taking an advantage and becoming stronger?
Yes, ADC at the moment is having advantage of coalition because it's the best platform for coalition at the moment. Since ADA proposed by the coalition stakeholders has been rejected by INEC, so the ADC has to be the best
But
platform.
INEC is not yet categorical because there are conditions that must be met. Yes, you have your coalition which must be national. You have a logo, you have your motto, you have the constitution, you have appointment, pro tem chairman, pro tem secretary general, and all that stuff. Probably they have not met all these yardsticks for the time being. Is it an equivalence of being rejected?
Yeah, currently there are other parties, not ADA, but they were granted a pre-step for the registration currently. So why ADA is being rejected? So I can say the master will not allow a lion to come and destroy his family. So they will not give room to ADA. And to us, under the ADC, we believe this is another advantage because ADC has to come to stay. You can see by the emergence of the national chairman, who is David Mark, you can see then part of the PDP are coming, part of the SDP are coming, then the platform is now taking another shape progressively.
What if we also, if you say part of APC, part of Labour, part of NNPC, NNDC, ADC, sorry, stop tape, edit here. Part of NNPP, then part of Labour, part of PDP. So is there no part of ADC that is also living?
Part of ADC
So
living.
what makes you think that you are so solid as ADC?
Yeah, we don't have any platform at the moment under ADC that is about to leave. So far,
No faction.
no faction, because we have to organize ourselves before we give the room to others to come and join us. So the dispute initially is between Dumebi Kachukwu and the national chairman. This one has been resolved. This has transpired in the 2023 election, and now we are ahead of 2027.
But the feelers were that El-Rufai and his team went to SDP. They were rejected, then they moved to ADC. So
No.
why do we then have ADA or ADA?
No, El-Rufai did not officially join ADC, but he is there for coalition. So he didn't
He's
leave,
there to do poaching, grab some people and go?
no, to be part of the team, because coalition
Or the
is,
party ADC should join him?
no. He come to join ADC because there are other stakeholders there from other parties, like Atiku Abubakar, David Mark, Arabi Sola, and others. So he see that it's time to have a synergy cohesively. So that's why he now decided to come and join. And after that, he is looking beyond 2027. And by virtue of what transpired, they equally try to galvanize the faction within ADC. Now the suspended state chairmen that were supporting Dumebi Kachukwu in the last bit, they were granted continuation. So now it's taking another very bigger pace, and there is no issue so far as far as ADC is concerned, and it's the best platform.
Okay, so you are the chairman of all former candidates
Yes, sir.
who wanted to go to House of Reps to represent their various federal constituencies. 131 of you in all. So what impetus, what strength are you giving ADC?
Well, as far as party is concerned, it only gets strong when there are aspirant and candidates, because they are the one to sell the party to the masses. So our forum, candidate member House of Reps, we did a very big label to make sure that we took